Okay, yeah, it's looking really good. Very cute robot. One thing I do sometimes is I go to render viewpoint 2.0, viewport 2.0, screen space ambient occlusion, and enable. It just makes it a little easier to see if I turn it off and back on. It just shows the shapes a little clearer. Yeah, really good. A lot of nice detail. I think you got the proportions about right. Um, Maybe that is it's pretty good. Maybe a few more and thinner ridges in the neck. You have three. That looks like it has like five or six, maybe six, I think. So you'd probably just like half the height of those and double it. I think the spring looks a little. That spring is much thicker. I wonder if it'll let me still make it thicker now. Which would be radius, I think. Whoa, no, didn't like that. Didn't like changing that after the fact. Um, there is another way of doing a coil. It's pretty complicated. And actually, funny enough, involves animation, but it's sort of a more perfect way of doing it that I could show you. Um, yeah, I would go ahead and bevel just the corner ridges on this one. I think that will look nicer. Oh God, I don't want to select these one at a time. Anyway, you can do that. I would do that, those outside ones and these inside ones. Um, and then bevel those a little bit. Oh, did I do that or was that like that? Floating out in front there. Just gonna reopen the file. Oh no, those are floating out in front. So yeah, you'll want to get those better lined up, so something like that. And yeah, like I said, bevel that thing. This one's been beveled incorrectly because you bevel the whole thing rather than beveling just the edges you need. So I don't know if it'll let me get rid of this now. I'm gonna click on this, select, and then delete. Oh yeah, it did. So yeah, you'll just want to get this edge, and the opposite edge on the other side. But you know, that's gonna look much better like that. I guess you need the just gonna isolate this for a second. You need some kind of bevel on this one too. Control B. Even if we don't see it, we just don't want it to do that. When I do the smooth preview thing, I don't want it to curve too much. So, um, and yeah, these could use a bevel too, and that's just on the sharp corner areas. And if you want to see the spiral thing, oh yeah, you should get this all a little bit more organized. I'll just group everything because I'm gonna hide it. Control H. So basically, I'm just gonna get that out of the way. What you do is we haven't gone into animation, so this is a little bit advanced, but you animate a circle to define the shape that you want to build. So I'm creating a circle. E for rotate. Hold down J to snap, and then make that vertical. W for move. Hold down X, and I'll snap it here. Maybe there. Hold down J and snap it that way, I think. And then I'm just going to freeze transformation on this, modify. That'll get rid of any of these transforms here. Modify, freeze transformation. And that's like its new default position. So now we haven't gone over animation, but to animate an object, well, first I have to change the pivot point. So I'm going to W for move mode. Then I'll hit D for pivot move mode. So now I'm in pivot move mode. I can see both the translate and the rotate at the same time. Hold down X to snap to grid and put that in the center. And then when I'm done, I hit D again to get out of pivot move mode. And you can see it rotates around here. So if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, so that's going around 5 times, maybe over, I don't know, 120 frames or something. So I'm going to set a keyframe here and go to the end and 5 times. So what's 5 times 360? 1500 plus 1800, I think. So, whoops. Rotate Y 1800, I think. And then I'm going to double click on this. Again, I don't expect you to know all this stuff. And then right mouse click tangents linear so it does it evenly. 1, 2, 5. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we need it to move in as it does that. So, oh, and up. Right. So if the height of this, if it's a height of 1, yeah, it's exactly 2 units high, right? So if I go up to here, that's moving it up 2, but I need to leave a gap in between of maybe half the width. So maybe it goes up 3 each time. So 3 times 5 is 15. So maybe it starts here and goes up to y of 15. Okay, like so. And then it kind of has to move in towards the center, so I think just move that in towards the center like that and set a keyframe there. That did not work. Oh, why did that work? Did I set a keyframe here? It should gradually. I would think that would work. It seems like it just moved the whole thing over. I'm not sure I understand. That's not right. I think I need to somehow animate the pivot point, which is very tricky. Great. Not remembering how to do that. Oh, I know another kind of cheating way that might work. Let's try this. Select these, S, and then at the end, S for those. Does that work? Ah, that's worked. Kind of cheated. That's all right. Okay. I know this was a little bumpy ride. So now, this is like a lot of steps. Then you do, I think it's in the animation menu set, visualize, and then create animated sweep. And they'll be from 1 to 120. And I'll do polygons. Close it? No, don't close it. Visualize, create animated sweep. Leave it open. Okay. Well, pretty close. And then you would just, I think, you just have to adjust the animation a little bit those overlapped. I'm not exactly sure why. I think because of the way they moved in towards the center. You know what I'm going to check? Let's go back and check on these. And I'm just going to double click, right mouse click, tangents, linear. I think maybe we'll solve it. Let's see. So let's do the animated sweep again, visualize, create animated sweep. No. Not sure I exactly understand why it's overlapping at the end. Unless, actually, let's undo again. I'm just going to double check. I don't think all of these tangents are linear. Let's make sure all of these are linear. Yeah, it would take a long time to explain everything behind all these steps, so I'm just trying to go through it. There we go. How's that? And then, then you would just cap these by going here, shift right mouse click, fill hole, and you might put an extra edge, a holding edge in here with the multi-cut tool, control shift X for the multi-cut tool, and then when I smooth it, it'll stay looking pretty nice, you know, I think. Yeah, we're just seeing that. We do, and then cap this end as well. Shift right mouse click, fill hole, and Control Shift X for the multi-cut tool and put that there. And so that's how to get a really perfect kind of spiral like that. Maybe delete history, edit, delete by type history, and I can delete these curves when I'm done with them. But yeah, complicated way of going about it.